This is a blog for 22nd of October audition day for Peter Pan auditions. Today was the first day of the pantomime, like the first time of processing the pantomime Peter Pan. We first started off with recapping what is the purpose of the process, so like all the process before the actual audition, etc. We then identified the perfect audition candidate for either dancer or actor, understand how we'll be assessed, took part in the audition process, and finally reflected on the lesson. The purpose of the process before the audition is so that we get prepared in the mindset. We're focused, we know what we're doing, we know what to do, we know what's expected, etc. Doing the audition process to industry standards helps us to be more prepared and to know what's going to be expected in the industry. So the requirements that were required for our auditions are what's going to be similar in the industry. So this was really good. Like, I've done this before, so it was nice to recap on requirements and things that will be needed in a audition process. Like, we'll go on to audition for universities, skills, jobs, further shows, etc. It allows us to become more comfortable in the audition environment and the process of the audition. It also gets us more familiar with it, so that it's not a new thing to come across, so that we've done it before, and it doesn't get any easier. You still get nervous, but you become a little bit better each time because you're getting more used to the requirements, etc. It links to industry standards, as they will be as disciplined as the pantomime auditions, by expecting us to have our hair tied back so it's not flapping around in our face. The audition panel can see our face clearly. No makeup on. This is to create a blank palette. So if you go into an audition with makeup on, your own nail varnish, your own clothes, they've already got a picture of a type of person you are. They don't want to see that. They want to see a clean canvas so that they can mould you into whatever character they require. No jewellery. Body piercings are a massive no, because if you go in with like a nose ring and you're doing partner work, it'll get stuck on someone's clothes or something, and they're just not nice to look at in an audition process, as they're quite distracting. You might be distracted by someone's nose ring and not focus on any of their acting and just stare at the nose ring throughout their piece. No nail varnish, as it's not professional, which I can't say much having it on now. It's not professional. You need to be clean canvas. All blacks. It comes with practicality, really. All blacks. You need to be sensible, respectful person. You need to know when to be disciplined, etc., and many more elements. We then identified the perfect audition candidate for a dancer. It requires many skills and disciplines. The disciplines required are no jewellery, makeup, all nail varnish, all blacks, so like leotard tights, footless tights. And if you're going in for a dance audition, you need the correct attire, so ballet shoes, point shoes, tap shoes, jazz shoes. No socks if it's contemporary or just a basic audition, and hair tied back in a bun, not in a ponytail, because if your hair's quite long like mine is, if I did a pirouette, my hair would whack me in the face, which could be off-putting to me and off-putting to the panel, because it could be quite distracting. The skills required are organisation, confidence, performance, coordination, musicality, energy, focus, and technique. You need to show the correct technique in a specific style of dance, because if there's no technique there, the audition panel aren't going to see anything to build upon. We then discussed the marking scheme, which we will be marked upon in the audition. So for a dancer, our mark scheme will be marked 10 marks on technique, energy levels, and choreographic response, and will be marked 5 marks on focus, projection, facial expressions, and musicality. Okay, during the audition, I was called in the first time, and we were asked what a principal dancer is required to do. Principal dancer is a person who is at front and centre stage. They need to be technical. They need to have performance in the face. They need to have performance in the body. They need to be on the ball and one of the best dancers in the entire cast. Because obviously a principal dancer is at the front and centre of the stage. That's going to be the first thing that the audience member sees. So the principal dancer has a lot of pressure on them, but it's worth it as you get to perform to your best of your abilities and you don't have to fight to be seen. We performed our pieces twice in the audition. As there were quite a few of us, we had to create 2 lines. So for the first audition, I went at the back, and at the back I did mess up, but I didn't let the panel see. I didn't throw myself off track or make it obvious or go, oh, I've messed up and stopped. I carried on, I improvised, and it worked. For the second time, we moved and switched sides, so I was at the front this time. And the second time, I got my choreography spot on. It was really good. I felt really positive about it. And I really performed with my facial expressions, as my piece requires quite a lot of facial expressions in it, as it's quite demanding in performance and not technique instead, as I'm playing to my strengths there. I was called in again. I messed up a little bit, not as much as the first time, but it worked. Like, I liked how I messed up because I did something different. So I liked what I did, even though I did get my choreography wrong. It paid off. And then we switched again, so I was on the front, and I got it right again the second time, and I really performed my facials and performed and carried out my movements and projected myself. So my strengths of the session were I was confident as I knew my material and I liked my material. I knew what I was talking about when I was asked what the role of a principal dancer is. I projected. I had a lot of energy and used my facials to stand out in performance more than other people, as I'm naturally good at that, so I played to my strengths. And I was prepared and disciplined. I was prepared as I had my material and didn't make it up the morning or night before. I kept practicing and practicing and practicing. I was disciplined as I was in blacks, leotard and tights, no socks, no makeup, no jewellery, hair tied back, straight back, and I improvised. So I'm not very good at improvising, but I managed to improvise, so that's a strength. My weakness was I messed up in my audition as I was put off by other people. I got a little bit nervous when I got into the audition room, so when I saw other people there fighting for the role I wanted, I got just a little bit shaky, but I managed to pull it together, so that's good. I realised my learning curve was you can never practice enough, so you should, as the tutor Cindy said, you can never, don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong, because you should know your choreography front, back, side to side. You should be able to stop your choreography, rewind, and be able to pick it up from where the song is. My focus wasn't as high as it usually was, as I was nervous, so I was a little bit disappointed with myself for this. My area to improve would be to stay focused regardless of the situation, and to perform to an audience. Next time an audition comes, so I'm familiar with the situation and not put off as I was today. That concludes this blog.